I am Napoleon Hill, and I'm about to share something that might profoundly shake the foundations of everything you've ever held to be true. Most individuals encounter failure because they operate under the assumption that merely praying for blessings is sufficient. However, the unequivocal truth is that the divine has already bestowed upon us an unseen blueprint for achieving prosperity. This blueprint is precisely laid out in the first Psalm, and indeed, this wisdom is intrinsically connected to your fundamental beliefs, your financial well-being, your mental fortitude, and your ultimate destiny. Today, I intend to guide you, step by step, on how to synchronize your thoughts with the celestial realm so that every endeavor you undertake flourishes. Please pay close attention. This presentation is not intended to be merely inspirational. It is, in fact, an urgent summons, a profound call to action. Have you ever paused to consider why, despite diligently doing everything correctly, your financial circumstances remain stagnant, your mind feels perpetually fatigued, and your spirit seems utterly dispirited? Perhaps you attribute this to a lack of effort, or perhaps you perceive it as sheer bad fortune. Yet, I assert to you with the full authority of someone who has dedicated many decades to the study of human behavior and the very essence of success that it is not effort that is lacking. Rather, it is a deficit in mental safeguarding. The Almighty has provided a navigational guide, and this guide commences with a definitive no. The first psalm does not begin by enumerating the actions of the righteous person. Instead, it initiates by revealing what such a person actively rejects. And this, my dear friend, alters everything. Blessed is the one who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. Do you comprehend? The foundational step toward prosperity is to disengage from detrimental influences. Have you ever contemplated how frequently your life's progress has been obstructed by a mere conversation, by advice from someone who, despite possessing good intentions, was fundamentally detached from truth? Someone who might utter, "Give up, that's simply not for you," or, "Wealth is not meant for people such as ourselves," or, even more detrimentally, "It will certainly go awry, it always does," and you, unwittingly, begin to reiterate that internally as a self-fulfilling prophecy. I refer to this phenomenon as invisible planting. Every single word that infiltrates the mind transforms into a seed. As I myself once penned, the mind absorbs all that to which it is repeatedly exposed. In other words, if you repeatedly expose yourself to doubt, you will inevitably become doubtful. If you expose yourself to criticism, you will inevitably become critical of yourself. If you expose yourself to scarcity, you will begin to live far below the abundant provision that the divine has prepared for you. Many individuals exist in precisely this manner. They are good, industrious people, yet they conduct their lives according to the counsel of those who have long abandoned their own aspirations. And what is more regrettable, they unconsciously echo these very notions. Have you ever encountered phrases such as, "It's preferable to possess little and live in peace. Money cannot procure happiness. Those who accumulate wealth inevitably become corrupt"? These pronouncements are akin to termite small, insidious, yet by the time you become aware, they have already eroded the entire framework of your FITH. Now, allow me to recount an experience I lived through firsthand. During the initial years of my research into the concept of success, I was afforded the privilege of associating with truly extraordinary individuals. However, prior to that period, I was surrounded by ordinary people, possessing ordinary mindsets, who took pride in declaring, "Why aspire to greatness when the world belongs to the cunning?" For an extended period, I accepted this as an undeniable truth. That is, until I witnessed one of these individuals, consumed by bitterness, weeping because he felt he had squandered his life. He had not experienced loss because he had attempted and failed. He lost because he never dared to even try. Because he walked, paused, and settled under erroneous counsel. And this profoundly imprinted upon me. It was then that I resolved, my mind shall be my most diligently protected territory. And observe closely, the psalmist does not conclude there, he states. Nor does he stand in the path of sinners, nor sit in the seat of scoffers. Witness the progression, first, you walk, then, you pause, and finally, you become complacent. You begin by listening, then you grow accustomed, and ultimately, you identify with it. How many individuals do you know who began by listening to negativity, and today, have become intrinsic to the very cycle of scarcity and sarcasm? They are seated in gatherings where faith has been reclassified as weakness, success as selfishness, and diligent effort as sheer folly. They ridicule those who strive. They criticize those who dedicate themselves. They cast doubt upon those who believe, but deep down they are frustrated with their own life choices. And this is not about religious doctrine. It is about mental discipline. It is about meticulously choosing your companions, those to whom you lend your ear, and with whom you permit yourself to sit. When you persist in environments characterized by low spiritual and emotional vibrations, you invariably weaken. This is not mere opinion. It is biological fact. Contemporary science now substantiates that negative environments elevate cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, and simultaneously diminish your capacity for sound decision-making. In essence, your life gradually enters a state of paralysis without your even realizing it. This is precisely why the initial step toward purposeful prosperity is not about achieving something new. It is about severing what drains you. It is about distancing yourself from those who distort truth. It is about ceasing to accept what appears normal but is, in fact, poisoning your very soul. You are not required to become a recluse. However, you absolutely need to separate yourself. Spiritual separation involves knowing how to unequivocally state, "This particular conversation is not for me. This gathering does not represent my values. I unequivocally reject this advice, and understand, I am not speaking solely to those who have reached rock bottom. I am also addressing you who may have achieved some measure of prosperity, but feel as though you have stagnated in time. You are like a tree bearing no fruit. Have you ever considered whether, perhaps, your growth ceased because you resumed associating with those you should not have? Perhaps now is the opportune moment to reevaluate your connections, to meticulously review your contact list, to pose the most candid question of all, with whom have I truly been walking? Because prosperity is not about accumulating more possessions. It is about being more profoundly aligned with truth, more resolute in faith, more discerning about what you permit to enter your mind. And I assure you, if you safeguard your mind as hallowed ground, if you steadfastly reject destructive counsel, if you wisely choose your paths and your associations, your life will undoubtedly flourish, not by mere chance, but by fundamental principle. And when someone inquires about the secret to your success, you will know the answer. It began when I ceased accepting what appeared innocuous but was in reality silently destroying me from within. This is the initial code for purposeful prosperity: separation preceding construction, shielding before abundance, mental protection preceding multiplication. This marks the dawn of your new cycle. You are not mere chaff. You are an unwavering tree, and the tree commences by choosing where it will no longer tread. Do you know what truly distinguishes those who merely survive from those who prosper with profound purpose? It is not superior intelligence. It is not extraordinary talent. It is the sustenance of the mind. And the first, Napoleon Hill, learned this the most difficult way imaginable. The mind cannot tolerate a vacuum. If you fail to fill it with truth, it will inevitably be occupied by confusion. In the first Psalm, it is written, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. This deceptively simple statement carries a principle so potent, so utterly revolutionary, that if you apply it consistently, you possess the capacity to utterly transform your reality within mere weeks. Consider this carefully. Most people mistakenly believe that positive thinking equates to merely hoping for the best. But this is a dangerous delusion. Thought is fundamentally an act of construction, and every act of construction demands a blueprint, a precise methodology, and rigorous discipline. And herein lies the concealed code within this verse. The righteous individual not only avoids what contaminates, but he actively replaces it with what edifies. He meditates throughout the day and through the night. He transmutes principles into thoughts, thoughts into unwavering beliefs, and unwavering beliefs into an unshakable destiny. When I first grasped this principle, I began to engage in a practice that no one around me was doing. I engaged in self-talk. I reiterated fundamental truths. I meticulously wrote down affirmations. I audibly recited promises of faith. They labeled me as eccentric. They would ask, "Do you truly believe that simply by repeating this, it will come to pass?" And my response was always unequivocally clear. Yes. Because my mind needs to hear more from me than it does from the world. Have you ever observed that? Upon waking in the morning, your immediate inclination is to reach for your mobile phone and immerse yourself in news headlines, social media feeds, or WhatsApp messages. This seemingly innocuous habit feeds your mind with anxiety, comparison, and ceaseless mental clutter. Now, imagine commencing your day by internalizing an eternal truth, a profound promise, a guiding principle. Imagine the profound difference this would make to your focus, your demeanor, and your very spirit. Science has already substantiated that what you absorb during the initial hours of the morning significantly influences your emotional state for up to 6 hours. And even before scientific confirmation, the scripture already affirmed. Meditate day and night. In other words, it is not merely about a religious observance, but about spiritual programming. Hill referred to this as directed autosuggestion. It is the deliberate act of reprogramming the mind through the intentional and repetitive assertion of a truth. This is not mysticism. It is a precise method. It is rigorous discipline, and it is precisely here that many individuals falter. They may even succeed in avoiding undesirable company. They might even pray occasionally. Yet, they persistently meditate on the problem itself. They reiterate the debt, the illness, the nagging doubt. They dwell on betrayals. They ruminate over past offenses. And then they ponder why their mind feels so heavy. The answer is simple. They are diligently watering the incorrect seed. Allow me to share an experience. From the zenith of my research journey, for many months, I conducted interviews with hundreds of entrepreneurs, and an unseen pattern became evident among the most remarkably successful. They all adhered to a distinct mental routine. Every single one of them. Some engaged in prayer. Others meticulously journaled. Still, others affirmed phrases of triumph, but none of them commenced their day haphazardly. None surrendered their minds to the capricious chaos of the world. And this profoundly impressed upon me. On one occasion, after navigating a period of profound discouragement, I seated myself in a chair, with my own voice recorded on a tape, repeating a singular phrase. You were born to fulfill a purpose, and you will fulfill it. I repeated this for many days. Initially, it felt utterly nonsensical, but by the 10th day, my physical being felt different. My faith was rekindled. My focus was restored. Repetition inevitably cultivates conviction, and conviction inherently alters behavior. This is why the righteous meditate, day and night, not because it is a religious obligation, but because they inherently understand that their mind governs their reality. Do you have any conception of how many decisions you make each day based on thoughts that are not even authentically your own? How frequently do you perpetuate inherited patterns? How often do you utter, "I am simply unable. This is not meant for me. At my age, it's already too late." This is not the truth. It is a form of programming. And every erroneous program can and indeed must be rewritten. But here is the pivotal point. No one else can undertake this for you. You must dedicate time. You must write. You must declare. If you genuinely aspire to prosper with purpose, begin by establishing a spiritual routine of mental rejuvenation. Allocate 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the evening. Read the first Psalm. Write down your personal affirmation. My mind is perfectly aligned with truth. I am a tree firmly planted by the river. And repeat this. With unwavering faith, execute this practice for 21 days. Do not falter, do not compromise, do not delegate this responsibility. Because, ultimately, it is not about the extent of your belief in me. It is about the depth of your belief in what the divine has already declared about you. You have been summoned to meditate, to think expansively, to live a life of elevated consciousness. And when this transforms into a deeply ingrained habit, prosperity ceases to be a perpetual pursuit and simply becomes an inevitable consequence. Because the righteous individual not only rejects the counsel of the wicked, but he delights in truth, and one who feeds upon truth flourishes. Envision a tree. Not a delicate, indoor plant, but a robust, sturdy tree, deeply rooted beside a flowing river, with profound root systems, vibrant green leaves, and bearing fruit in its appointed season. This tree does not rush, does not clamor, does not boast. It simply endures. And everything it undertakes, prospers. This is precisely how the divine chose to depict the righteous. In the first Psalm, the 3rd verse states, he will be like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in its season and whose leaf does not wither. And in whatever he does, he prospers. In here, my friend, is one of the most potent images found anywhere in the entire Holy Scriptures, because it speaks not merely of blessing. It speaks of unwavering stability. It speaks of enduring constancy. It speaks of demonstrable results. Many yearn for prosperity, but they desire prosperity with undue haste. They crave fruit before the roots have taken hold, results without the necessary process, victory without the requisite discipline. But have you ever witnessed a tree bear fruit in just 2 days? Have you ever encountered a mango tree that was rushed, anxious, or insecure? No, because nature comprehends something that we, as humans, have forgotten. The fruit emerges in its own proper season. And this reminds me of one of the most profound truths I have assimilated throughout my lifetime. Success that arrives before adequate preparation invariably transforms into a burdensome weight. When I interviewed hundreds of individuals of substantial wealth, I observed something truly astonishing. Those who had attained solid financial success had invariably undergone lengthy internal processes. They had cultivated profound patience, exceptional self-control, deep roots. Conversely, the vast majority of those who became wealthy overnight typically experienced bankruptcy in less than 5 years. Why did this occur? Because they lacked the internal infrastructure necessary to sustain such a profound blessing. And the first psalm is unequivocally clear. The tree yields fruit in its correct season. In other words, asterisk asterisk, it is not according to your timetable. It is according to the correct time. Asterisk asterisk, and here is something that may challenge your current perspective. Asterisk asterisk, you may currently be experiencing the season of rooting, rather than the season of fruit. Asterisk asterisk, you may be undergoing silent nourishment, being spiritually stabilized, mentally strengthened, but all from within. And consequently, from an external perspective, it appears as though nothing is happening whatsoever. And then the comparisons inevitably begin. You cast your gaze around, you observe others flourishing, you witness their tangible results, their likes on social media, their career promotions, their perpetually smiling faces, and you think, has the divine forgotten about me? But no, he is diligently rooting you, and roots are not visible in a selfie. Yet, they are the sole element that can sustain a majestic tree amidst the fiercest winds. I myself have personally experienced this. For many years, I wrote without ever being truly read. I spoke at gatherings where no one paid any attention. I submitted manuscripts that were completely disregarded. I even endured hunger in my earnest attempts to reveal to the world that thought inherently shapes destiny. And do you know why? I never gave up, because I possessed unshakable conviction. And conviction is the very root of consistent action. The righteous individual does not live by fleeting emotion. He lives by steadfast faith. He knows, with certainty, that the fruit will come, but he does not force it. He does not skip any essential stages. He does not rush the season. He sows with unwavering faith. He waters with unwavering discipline, and he awaits with unwavering patience. And the psalm continues, asterisk asterisk, whose leaves do not wither. Asterisk asterisk, this speaks to profound resilience, to enduring permanence, to an unseen inner strength. The leaves symbolize the outward appearance of life, and the psalmist is conveying that, even amidst intense heat, even during periods of severe drought, even in the desolation of the desert, the leaves remain vibrant, because this particular tree asterisk asterisk does not rely on rainfall. It possesses its own inherent source. Asterisk asterisk, it is firmly planted by the flowing river. Do you know anyone who embodies this characteristic? Someone who does not collapse upon receiving unsettling news, who perseveres even in the absence of applause, who remains steadfast when others have long since faltered. This is the righteous individual. This is the one who is asterisk asterisk nourished by immutable truth and not by transient emotion. Asterisk asterisk, Napoleon Hill, that is to say, I myself term this spiritual self-sufficiency. It is the state wherein you no longer depend on your external environment to remain standing upright. You are profoundly rooted in something far greater than yourself, and consequently, you endure. Crises will inevitably arrive. Doors will undeniably close. Friends may depart. But you will not wither, because your fundamental source is not external, it is internal, it is spiritual, it is eternal. Now perhaps you are thinking, but I am utterly exhausted. I have waited for far too long. I have done everything correctly, and absolutely nothing has changed. And I completely understand your sentiment. But listen very closely. The tree does not perceive the growth of its roots. It becomes aware when, quite suddenly, the fruit finally appears. And you, too, will perceive it in the appropriate season, with profound maturity, with unwavering structure, with an abiding sense of peace. The psalm concludes with a profound promise. Asterisk asterisk, and in whatever he does, he prospers. Asterisk asterisk, however, this phrase can be deceptively perilous for those who read it hastily, because it might seem to suggest everything will simply turn out perfectly. But that is not its true meaning. It is, in fact, stating, asterisk asterisk, everything that is undertaken by a mind that is aligned, nourished, protected, and consistent will undeniably flourish. Asterisk asterisk, it is not magic. It is a direct consequence. It is the inevitable harvest reaped from a meticulously constructed mind. As I articulated in my writings, asterisk asterisk, prosperity is not to be directly pursued. It is the resounding echo of a disciplined mind. Asterisk asterisk, and this is precisely why the righteous individual prospers, not due to inherent merit but due to profound alignment. Therefore, if you are currently treading this path, if you are diligently cultivating your roots, if you are consistently watering your faith, if you are persevering, even without external recognition, continue onward. The fruit will undeniably emerge, in its precise season, at the perfect moment, and when it finally appears, no one will be able to take it from you. because the tree planted by the flowing river does not depend on the whims of rainfall. It possesses its own inexhaustible source, and one who possesses such a source never truly withers. Not everyone who walks actually advances. Not everyone who moves truly grows. And not everyone who is surrounded by ceaseless noise is truly hearing the truth. In the 4th verse of the 1st Psalm, the scripture draws a stark yet necessary distinction. It states, asterisk, asterisk, the wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Asterisk, asterisk, and here, my friend, the contrast is utterly brutal. If up until now we have spoken of a tree firm, deeply rooted, constant, the psalm now introduces its antithesis. The chaff, the dried husks. The light, detached, desiccated, residue. Devoid of weight and utterly without direction. And the immediate question that arises is, how does one transition from being a tree to becoming mere chaff? How does a promising life transform into a disheartening sequence of incomplete cycles, abandoned projects, oscillating emotions, and results that can never be sustained? The answer lies in a profound absence of mental structure, and the first, Napoleon Hill, have witnessed this pattern. Repeat thousands of times throughout my extensive journey. Chaff epitomizes the mind utterly devoid of purpose. It is the individual who fails to filter their thoughts, who neglects to guard their emotions, who does not direct their words with intention. They awaken, merely survive, react, consume, repeat, but they do not construct. Perhaps you know people fitting this description. Individuals possessing talent, yet perpetually altering their course. Individuals who commence with enthusiasm, only to abandon their efforts at the first sign of criticism. Individuals who harbor grand aspirations, but possess only trivial habits. The wind blows a piece of news, a passing comment, a pervasive fear, a comparison to others, and they are simply carried away. They lack an anchor, they lack roots, they lack unwavering conviction. I vividly recall a young man with whom I collaborated in 1922, brilliant, charismatic, brimming with innovative concepts, yet utterly lacking in focus. Each week brought a new plan. Every piece of criticism led to a new direction. He even managed to launch 4 separate enterprises within 2 years. Not one endured for more than 6 months. Because, fundamentally, he was like chaff. Not out of malice, but due to profound instability. And what is most perilous? The chaff, ... It moves, it swirls, it races, it even appears to be full of life. But it does not advance, it does not build, it does not persist. How many individuals today exist in this very state, living from one impulse to the next, from one emotion to another, from one fleeting phase to the next? You feel perpetually weary, yet you cannot pinpoint the underlying cause. It is because you are being passively carried along. And, allow me to impart an uncomfortable truth. Asterisk, asterisk, being carried along is far more exhausting than actively walking with clear direction. Asterisk, asterisk, because one who lives on autopilot lives in a perpetual state of friction. Friction with their own soul, with their true identity, with their profound purpose. And the worst aspect is that, from an external perspective, it appears perfectly normal. The chaff may even participate in social gatherings. They post on social media. They offer opinions on every conceivable topic. But deep within, they know there is no consistency. Have you ever experienced days like this, where you awaken with resolute determination, but by the afternoon, you are already completely distracted, where you initiate a plan, but cannot even recall where you left off, where you feel your faith is present, ... but utterly dim? This is drift. This is simply drifting. As I myself wrote, asterisk, asterisk, the greatest adversary of success is not failure. It is living without any direction whatsoever. Asterisk, asterisk, the chaff is utterly dominated by external voices, by the opinions of others, by the pervasive fear of not being pleasing, by the relentless need for constant validation. And the inevitable consequence, it spins and spins. But it never establishes any roots, it never witnesses any fruit, it never sustains any meaningful results. And here lies the crux of the psalm. Asterisk, asterisk, the fundamental difference between the tree and the chaff is not their outward appearance, it is their internal structure. Asterisk, asterisk, the tree may even appear static, but it is consistently growing. The chaff may appear active, but it is merely losing itself. And this is so gravely serious that contemporary science now substantiates it. Studies conducted by the American Psychological Association reveal that asterisk, asterisk individuals without clearly defined goals are twice as likely to develop chronic anxiety disorders. Asterisk, asterisk, in other words, without direction, the mind becomes unwell. Without focus, the heart becomes disorganized. Without purpose, the soul empties itself. And perhaps you are sitting there contemplating, but I do not know what my purpose is, ... And that is perfectly acceptable. Because purpose, asterisk, asterisk, is not something that is born fully formed. It emerges from a profound decision. The decision to cease being passively carried along. To firmly establish your mind. To cultivate deep roots. To build in the unseen realm. To reiterate truths, even when your eyes perceive no immediate results. The righteous individual, the tree does not move as much as the chaff, but it endures. And only those who know what they are building, truly endure. If today your life feels excessively light, if your plans dissipate with effortless ease, if your faith conceals itself with every new challenge, it is time to return to the root, to silence the voices that relentlessly drag you down, to disconnect from the pervasive noise, to shield your mind, and to declare, every single day, I will not be carried away. I was created to remain steadfast. Because the chaff may appear free, but it is, in reality, a slave to the wind. The tree may appear motionless, but it is profoundly free within. It chooses what it absorbs. It defines how it grows. It diligently prepares itself to bear fruit. And for this reason, it prospers. The righteous individual does not live by instinct. He lives by unwavering principle. He does not pursue every single thing. He diligently pursues what truly matters. If you are comprehending this truth, if something profound within you is now aligning, this is already a clear indication that the seed has been firmly planted. Now, dig deeply, cultivate unshakable conviction, water the truth with diligence, and witness instability gradually vanish. Because the chaff may indeed spin, but it eventually disappears. The tree may patiently wait, but it remains, and in its appropriate time, it will undoubtedly flourish. If there is one solitary point you must retain with every fiber of your being from this entire discourse, it is this, the mind is the fertile soil of your very existence. What you diligently plant within it, you will assuredly harvest in the world. Prosperity is not the arbitrary outcome of chance. It is the direct consequence of internal choices, meticulously made in quiet contemplation, with unwavering consistency, steadfast faith, in absolute truth. And if you have persevered to this point, it is already a profound indication that something within you is awakening, aligning itself, and establishing a firm foundation. Now, you simply cannot cease your efforts, you must ascend yet another step. The subsequent video now appearing on your screen will delve even more profoundly into this path, and will enable you to become 1% better than you are right now. And 1% today, combined with another 1% tomorrow, possesses the cumulative power to lead you to an entire lifetime of remarkable transformation. If this message resonated deeply within you, I extend a heartfelt invitation for you to undertake a truly powerful action. Please click on Thanks, located below, and assist us in perpetuating this vital mission. And if you desire to become a more intimate part of our community, gaining early access to videos, exclusive content, and priority in comments please consider becoming a subscriber member. Every single form of support, every thoughtful gesture, every click, assists us in disseminating this profound truth to a greater number of individuals who, just like you, are unequivocally ready to flourish. I extend my sincerest gratitude from the depths of my heart, and I eagerly await your presence steadfast and resolute in the forthcoming video, because one who plants wisdom, reaps profound evolution.